What's good, you guys? Welcome to another beautiful podcast episode, this time featuring Srishti Dixit, who's kind of known as the face of Buzzfeed India. Today, she's not working with Buzzfeed India. She's on the brink of launching her own big social media brand called Srishti Dixit. Of course, she's one of the most intelligent, most practical human beings you'll ever meet in your life. The whole conversation actually is kind of a clash between my super optimistic outlook on life and her super practical outlook on life. We talk and we debate about a lot of topics from body positivity to fat shaming to physical health to mental health. And one thing you guys may not know about me is that I also run a mental coaching service. It's actually a side business that I'm running along with BeerBiceps, where I help people in their careers. I help people level up in life. So the whole conversation kind of became a mental coaching session for Srishti. And through the course of the coaching session, she taught me a lot of things as well. So this is actually one of the most intellectual conversations we've done on this podcast. And without further ado, I'm going to let you all enjoy the show. Make sure you all give this a deep lesson. There's a lot to learn about physical health, mental health, body positivity, life positivity, and the correct lifestyles. Things that the modern day Indian young person needs to learn about desperately. Enjoy, grow through this podcast. Welcome to another podcast with Mr. Ranveer, hosting Miss Srishti Dixit, the queen of Indian social media.
What is that voice, Ranveer? I have not heard that voice before. Sounds like a radio show has started just now.
Yeah, I'm totally getting into this whole podcasting zone. I feel like
Beautiful.
a podcaster from inside.
I'm sure girls love it and
So-
some boys too.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna get deep into your mind in this podcast.
All right.
We're gonna get deep into the mind of someone who's moved from Kanpur to
Uh-huh.
Bombay
Okay.
to take the whole career to like a new level. But we're also gonna get deep into the realms of mental health and the realms of possibly spirituality, because that's the conversation we just had before the podcast started.
Yes.
And
yes.
all obviously we're gonna do it in the fun Srishti Dixit way.
Yeah, so it'll just be like self-deprecating jokes and some sad facts about my life, but also jokes mostly. So
No,
yeah,
but
it'll
keep-
be enjoyable.
Keeping it real, I feel like you're one of the smartest human beings I've met in the social media world.
That's meet more people, Ranveer. That's all I would say to that.
No. For you know you're smart, and you keep like trying to like underplay it with the.
No, I know I'm
self-deprecating.
smart, but I try to not give myself too much credit because then I would be like too full of myself, and that's a dangerous place to be in.
Can
So-
I give you credit for something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you left Buzzfeed India, I felt like the heart and soul of Buzzfeed
Oh
India
my
left.
God. Stop it. This is just, you're right.
What?
No, it's little bit you are right. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like a lot of what Buzzfeed India became on YouTube happened because I was
Yeah, for
a
sure.
big part of it. So I wouldn't say I took away the heart and soul, but like, yeah, it was a loss to the company, I would
Yeah.
like to believe.
Yeah.
And it was time also, like it was time for me to go and explore new things. So
Yeah.
I did that.
Why did you leave? Again, to bring your career to like a new level?
Uh,
That's what you're thinking of?
I had worked at BuzzFeed for 3 years and I began as a Bollywood and entertainment writer. So my first job there was to write posts about celebrities in Bollywood. And then very organically, as BuzzFeed as a company pivoted to making videos for the internet, I thought that because I had a knack for acting back in college and I loved to perform back in school. So I just floated this idea with my higher ups and I said, I would like to act and maybe like write my own videos and all. So let's see how that goes. And then just very organically, casually, not promising any like big numbers or anything, we just started doing that. And it took off. Like it just, even I was shocked by the response we got.
Yeah, and you've built a personal brand along the
And
way.
yeah, then there was Instagram, then there was Facebook.
How many
then
followers do you have on Instagram?
on Instagram currently 173K,
Wow.
I guess.
Crazy.
Yeah, like I also when I started, a lot of other people around me also started, and currently they're at like 500K, 600K, million. But I don't feel very upset about that because I have understood my pace of creating and being. Like
Yeah.
I would much rather have peace of mind than like big numbers.
What's your
somewhere.
mental health status like right now?
We were talking about this before. I think it's like very divided. It's many, like my mental health is in many places. I feel very calm and certain about certain aspects of my life and very shaky and uneasy about certain other aspects.
What do you feel shaky about?
Just the future, man. Like
Like
and
career?
also like about the world around you, Ranveer. Like we are like, the earth is crumbling. Like this
Like the
world is
environment.
dying. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like also not just the environment, like there's terrorism and there's like crime and people are dying willy-nilly. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think that this could be my last day. So what have I done in this world? For
Have you always
people
thought
to-
like that since you were a kid?
Not since when I was a kid, I used to think that I was the center of the universe and everything is revolving around me and I will kill it in my life and I will become.
Why do you think you lost that along the way?
Because I became a real human being in the real world
Okay.
who was out of her cocoon and then realized that, wait a minute, Srishti, you are not the center of the universe. Actually, a lot of other things are going down and bad things are going down. So, like, you never know anything for sure.
So, like, I think you're one of the smartest people I've met in my life. But can I disagree with
Thanks
you on
for
one
saying
thing?
again and again. But yeah, please disagree.
I feel I'm the center of the universe.
Awesome. That's so nice for you.
I'm still in that
I'm
cocoon.
so happy for you.
And
It's good to keep that kind of, like that wonder and love for yourself because I genuinely envy people like you.
But why do you think you lost that? For real? Like, was it people around you?
I don't know. It was just like crushing self-awareness and
How did
mixed with self-loathing, I feel.
How did you get that self-awareness?
I'm telling you, just by getting out of Kanpur, coming to a big city like Delhi, and then from Delhi coming to Mumbai. Because when you are growing up in a small town, you are maybe the best at everything, and then you mistake yourself to be the best at everything everywhere in the whole world.
Got it.
Then you go into the world and you find out that everybody is just as good as you are, maybe better, and some people are like untouchable.
Yeah.
Then you realize your true worth in the world and you start questioning like your self-worth and who are you and what do you want and what is your purpose, all the deeper questions, which I started thinking about sometime around when I was in college, where I was surrounded by brilliant genius people and teachers and just everyone was, I felt better than me for some reason, even though everybody else around me was kind of telling me that no, you are also awesome.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it took very long to realize that for like someone else to be the best at something doesn't mean that I'm bad at something. Like,
And I'm sure out of all those people, you're the most famous one now. You're the most successful one now.
I guess maybe not successful, but like numbers wise, if you want to say, like visibility wise, if you want to say that, yeah, my face is known by more people in that group.
Numbers wise,
But
visibility wise.
in that group, not everybody had the same aspirations and career path as I did. Like, some people are teaching and some people are like, they have jobs at corporates and all.
Yeah.
So like, because of my job, I think I have become this. I didn't really like do much for it.
But if you didn't do it, then who did it?
I don't know, man. There's some like gap between what I've actually done and what I think I deserve in life. Like, it's a weird, strange feeling of I don't deserve things that have happened to me. Like, I was listening to this song somewhere and there was one line which says, there's so much love, it feels like a lie. Which is like, a lot of times there is some disconnect between me and this person who is online. And I feel like I'm not this person. And it's like a scam that I'm running where I'm lying to a bunch of people and being like all cool and role model-y. Where actually I don't have any idea what's happening.
So, okay, can I give you my perspective on this?
Please do.
So, there's three things, all right, that like come to my head. Firstly, I feel that your mentality and the thoughts that a human being has generally are primarily dependent on two aspects. One is like the way your parents have spoken to you throughout your childhood and your growing up years.
Okay.
So I feel like my mom was always positive with me, and she always told me that tu superstar hai. Like, it was always that. So that
really
thing
cute.
Sat in my head like always, and that's the mentality.
You
of growing
got
up.
that. You were like, yes, I am a superstar. Yeah.
I think that's just how a child thinks. Whatever your parents say, that becomes your reality.
Yeah. I would say to that, there is a counter argument that even my parents treated me like pretty much a superstar.
Exactly. That brings me to my second point.
Yeah.
Which is, while you were in Kanpur with your parents, that was your mentality of like, I'm the center of the universe.
Best.
But your second important aspect of life which affects your mentality is the people around you.
Yeah.
In your adolescent years, like in your teenage years and in your young adult years.
Yeah.
So between the ages of like say 16 to 25, the people who you meet and the people who you hang out with the most affect your mentality heavily.
Yeah,
Okay?
of course.
And I'll give you a perspective, and this is going to be slightly controversial, but I'll tell you, it's an honest social
Just
media
go for it,
perspective.
man.
So Viraj, myself, my co-founder on Monkey, my entire team of like 40 motivated kids at Monkey, I feel like we select people based on their positivity levels. Okay? We only select positive people in this office.
Okay.
And everyone feels like generally a lot of the people at Buzzfeed have like a negative outlook on life. And they put it out a lot on social media.
Okay.
And even someone like you, dude, you're
Huh.
like the face of BuzzFeed.
Huh.
But I feel like if you had correct people around you telling you your worth,
Huh.
and sometimes you need a mirror in front of you to tell you your worth.
Sometimes you need validation
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
an
I feel
outside
like just
source.
in your young like your early 20s,
Huh.
you've not got people telling you that Shrishti, you're the shit. And
Huh.
I want to tell you that from the outside,
Thank
when
you.
we're looking at your brand, when I see Shrishti Dixit's content pieces on
Huh.
Instagram or
Huh.
your stories, my immediate thought is, dude, this girl is so smart. It's such fresh humor. Okay, you're so watchable, which is like very difficult. Only people who are watchable grow on social media.
That's true. That's
Okay?
true.
So your actual worth is like up here,
Yeah.
but you constantly think that you're like at that 1%.
So I have a question
Yeah.
about this whole positive and negative outlook.
Yeah.
What is the deal with like why are people so obsessed with positivity? I don't get it.
Dude, because I feel like that's kind of the purpose of life, man. Like, you've got to make the best of what's given to you. And that's the kind of focus I've always had in my career.
Yeah.
That obviously you're going to be beaten down by life, dude. Everyone sees lows in life.
Yeah.
And my job is like I'm a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I'm a motivational content creator.
Yeah.
I study like really successful people.
Yeah.
And the one common trait I see in all of them is that they have this constant kind of urge for positivity. Where if negative things happen to them, they just take that hit and they move forward. They don't focus on the negatives.
Then I feel like the difference is not positivity and negativity. It is optimism and pessimism.
What's the difference between
Because like with positivity, there is some kind of understanding that you are always happy.
Yeah.
And negativity is like you're always mad about everything, which is not the case.
Yeah, no.
What I would aspire to be personally in life is to be more of an optimist, because I currently feel a little cynical about the world and like everything
And
around
I feel
me.
that that's because you worked at BuzzFeed.
No,
Like,
that's not. That's
so
because of the person
that's-
I am.
That's the perception of BuzzFeed from the outside. In the
Oh,
Indian,
yeah?
in generally in Indian social media, everyone talks
Why?
about
But we are like
because
so
y'all
nice
are all.
and
I mean,
happy.
BuzzFeed is always like crying about some problem or the other, and not
because
talking about the
there are
solutions.
so many problems.
And but BuzzFeed doesn't talk about the solutions. They just talk about the problems.
like, give me one example.
For example, the whole. Okay, dude, I've grown up as an obese kid.
Huh.
Okay, and I have been fat shamed more than you can imagine in your life.
Understood, yeah.
And I understand. I actually really appreciate BuzzFeed for putting out that fat shaming related content.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the end of it, dude, what's the solution? Is the solution just that, listen, it's okay to be fat, which is fine. Okay, which I think it's fine to be overweight. Okay, but in saying that, there has to be a solution to that whole problem. And the solution is do something about it. Because it's fine to love your body the way it is, but also know that 10 years from now, if you keep your body the way it is right now, it's going to start deteriorating rapidly.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
and I'm a very solution-oriented, action-oriented person.
I agree with that.
Okay,
yeah.
like most of my audience as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So if there's a problem,
Yeah.
tackle it. Don't just talk about the problem, analyze it, glorify the problem.
But then sometimes talking about the problem normalizes it and helps people who are going through the same problem. Like
Yeah.
specifically with body positivity and fat shaming.
100%.
A lot of times it's not just that people are not doing anything about it. Sometimes people are doing a lot about it but still failing because of various reasons we may not know.
Yeah, 100%.
So our narrative or BuzzFeed's big narrative or conversation is that it is okay to fail. It is okay to be the person you are.
For sure.
Because you are not one island unto yourself. You are a product of everything that's happening
For
around
sure.
you.
I feel it's okay to fail and it's okay to be where you are.
Yeah.
But it's also important to constantly strive for going forward in life.
Huh.
Do you
So
agree with
then
that?
I feel like our big motto will be to tell people to love, like try to love yourself.
Love?
Because that would mean like I have to be comfortable with the body I'm in right now. I can't keep like, maybe that works for you as an individual, but I'm saying for some other people, constantly chasing some goal may not work and it just may be unproductive.
You know, optimism is the outcome of a busy mind. And that's something I strongly believe. And I believe that a lot of the problems I see around me, like I go to colleges all over the country, usually the kind of slightly pessimistic kids are the ones who aren't busy. So my motto in life is just keep your mind busy, and you don't have
Khali
to.
dimag shaitan ka ghar.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't have to. I mean, it's good to accept yourself the way you are, to love yourself the way you are. When I was like obese and I used to look at myself naked in the mirror, okay, and I used to bend down and always see like a roll of fat on the side, okay, and I used to kind of feel like, okay, that's a little bad, because there were these girls in school who had seen me once shirtless and they made a lot of fun of my man boobs and like my stomach and
The
all
girls had made fun of you.
Yeah. I was in a co-ed school.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I was in like a super preppy school, so it's like very acidic.
Yeah.
But I used to feel bad.
Yeah.
But my immediate thought was, hold on, what can I do about this?
Huh.
And I feel that what can I do about this concept is what has gotten humanity this far in life. If we're trying to colonize Mars today, it's because, we're on Earth and we're saying, okay, what can I do about this? How can I go forward? And that's one more reason. First, this was just my mentality in life, but Viraj and me have applied this mentality to our business as well.
Yeah.
And we select people who have that mentality in their minds. And we feel our business has grown because of the people we selected, where everyone is just constantly trying to get to one level higher. Everyone doesn't have to run and work like crazy hard like Viraj and me.
Yeah.
But they have to keep their mind busy.
They have to be problem solving all the time.
And not problem solving all the time.
Huh.
But just do your duty well.
Okay.
You have to constantly do things. You can't like sit and just analyze. If there is a problem, and there's a ton of problems in business and in life, the mentality should be like, wait, what can I do about this? Rather than, okay, that's a problem and I'm feeling okay about the problem now.
Maybe I'll give you a counter of how I feel sometimes about things in life is I would look at a problem and I would think about the problem, which means that I would sit with that problem and analyze it. Not always will I arrive at a conclusion where I know that there is a solution to that problem and I have to do like this one particular thing to solve it. But just understanding that, okay, that there is this problem, we are going to work on it. There is no rush to like get done with it and like move on to the next problem.
But, so my question is, and coming back to the BuzzFeed video, then why not attach like at the end of the video, instead of saying it's okay to be like body positive, which should have been like the body of the video. It's like the middle of the video. The end of the video, I feel always should have been a solution. So you're taking a problem and you're stopping it only up till.
But Ranveer, who doesn't know the solution? So to like, I'm double air quoting this right now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that the solution to quote unquote being fat is to quote unquote lose weight, which is so reductionist and so simplistic that like it's a complex problem. Like there's a lot of other factors involved, like mental health, privilege, like what is the background of this person, what kind of life do they have, what kind of people are surrounding them, what are they going through on a daily basis. It can be very different for you
100%.
to like another person.
100%. Okay.
So I feel like the solution is always there. Like you always know what to do. The hard part, the struggle is to actually do those things.
But for a teenager watching that video, okay, when you end the conversation and listen, it's okay.
Yeah.
That sits in their head as like the final call to action. When the action,
I would disagree with that. I feel like the call to action becomes that you need to love yourself the way you are instead of chasing some ideal that someone else in the world
100%.
has set for you.
And I'm not saying you should lose weight for the visual aspect of it. I am saying that you should just be in shape because that means you're respecting your own body.
I'm saying to do whatever the fuck you want and makes you happy. That is the big goal.
And if you do, so if there's someone who just agrees that, okay, dude, you know what, I love my body the way it is, I'm not going to do anything about it. 10, 15 years from now, when problems start creeping up, okay, and that's when they'll realize, and then they'll regret like 15 years of their life. And I'm saying this because at the age of 16, I had a gallbladder removal because I had a cholesterol stone in my gallbladder, because all my life I was told that, listen, it's okay to be the way you are.
Okay.
And then I got like this operation, which was the most painful thing I've ever gone through. And I got a wake-up call like very early in life. Okay. And I just feel like our generation hasn't got wake-up calls early. But if you don't take care of your body, and I'm not saying you get like a six-pack.
That I 100% agree with. Taking care of your body and your mind is the biggest prerogative.
And for someone who's not taking care of their body, okay, it is important not to push them and say, hey, exercise kar, diet kar. But it is important to tell them that, listen, love your body, be body positive. At the same time, keep it in your head that 1 year from now, you want to be at a different position that you are right now in order to take care of the version of yourself 10 years from now. That's important, because when diabetes creeps up, when arthritis creeps up, hospital bills are going to increase. Then your mental health is really going to go for a toss. Then your family life is affected. Your self-image is affected. Your abilities are affected. So I feel that mental health is very important, and I'm a mental health influencer as well. I talk about this. I talk about being positive, all that stuff.
But Ranveer, in this scenario, I feel like you are talking about a person who just eats their feelings. And like there are no other medical issues to this hypothetical person. Like what if this person is trying very hard to lose weight but can't? Like what does that person do?
Okay, now this is me talking as the trainer. Like when I used to train people. I genuinely feel it is not difficult for people to lose weight, but it is difficult to get yourself to take those steps. Okay, if you literally don't touch desserts.
Huh.
Okay, if you literally don't eat any processed food
Huh.
and you just do these two things,
Huh.
and if you want to take it one level higher, just keep your body active for 20 minutes every day. Just walk around your house. Take like a round around your building.
Okay.
You'll see your body changing. When I was training Tanmay,
Huh.
back when I was a physical trainer,
Yeah.
that's all we did. We didn't focus on diets. We focused on a bit of exercise
Little bit.
thrice a week.
Huh.
And just cut off your dessert, cut off your processed
Being
food.
mindful of what you're putting in your body, basically.
When you're eating, don't eat like while watching TV.
Huh.
Don't just eat like, in like a restaurant and talk to other people. Be completely in your food.
Okay.
Be aware of what you're doing. And just avoid desserts and avoid processed food as much as you can. Don't even cut it out.
Yeah.
Eat it like once a week.
Okay.
That's all you have to focus on. And you will see your weight rapidly dropping.
Yeah.
So my argument as a personal trainer is that I've trained maybe like 50, 60 people in my life. Almost all of them were for weight loss. And we just did these two changes and you see actual quantitative results. Like you see 5-6 kgs dropped like in 2 months. So weight loss per se is actually that easy. And I feel it's like complicated by the world. People have this image of weight loss that's really difficult. Weight loss isn't difficult. It's difficult to get yourself to not buy that packet of chips or that packet of noodles, to not have that, soft drink, to not drink alcohol. Those are the difficult things.
Okay.
But this knowledge needs to be put out there.
Okay. But then let me pose another scenario to you.
Yeah.
What if this is a person who, according to you, is overweight, but is fairly healthy, very happy with the way they are, dress however they want, date however they want, eat whatever they want, and are fairly healthy, but to you, they are overweight? Then, do you think that this person needs to change themselves?
Each to his own. But I'll tell you what, I've gone through the pain of that gallbladder removal. And if you don't take care of your body in the long term, you're going to go on one of those tangents.
This person,
of
by the way, is taking a lot of care of their body.
Okay.
They love their body.
Okay, I'll tell you what, like when you visually see someone now, you can almost tell who's going to have like long-term health problems and who isn't. You're not going to have any long-term health problems.
Wow.
Dude, you're not.
What if
I
die of cancer in the next 5 years?
Obviously, if you like don't take care of your body completely, then yes. But if someone is obese per se, you can almost predict like what's going to happen in the long term.
Okay. I have something to say which I may feel like it could be offensive.
Go for it.
But a lot of people who have been through like a lot of body shaming in life and end up like losing weight come back with like some kind of fat phobia, which is like this is the most painful, hardest part of your life that you don't want to go back to. And you're almost like palpitably scared about, like you're like, this is bad and I want to tell everyone in the world that this is bad and like nobody do this, which is not the same space everyone is at or is coming from. So I feel like in that aspect, the larger conversation then still needs to be about you need to be okay with who you are first, then work on yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to understand who you are, baseline, bottom, what are you as a person? What are your likes and dislikes? What do you care about? And then from there, go on to, okay, how do people look at me? Because even this idea of overweight and like thin
hold on.
is a body standard.
My argument is nothing but looks. I feel that if you're the skinniest human being in the world, if you're the fattest human being in the world, you should love yourself because you're the superstar. That's my mentality, okay? But at the same time, my argument is not about the visuals. It's about what's happening inside your body.
Got it.
Okay? So, and I understand that there might be people like this, but I've trained a lot of people. In fact, I've made a whole career out of like training people online, technically. Okay? Like through BeerBiceps and all that. And 99% of the people who are able to lose weight will always come and say, thanks, bro. You've genuinely like helped me. And I've been there myself, where I've wanted paths to lose weight. When I met the correct kind of trainers in life, when I met the correct people who educate me, when they got me to my health and fitness goals, it is one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. It's one of the most relieving feelings in the world for 99% of the people who walk that journey. So I understand that there might be 1% of people who like be like, shit, dude, they develop a fear of like weight loss. But I also feel for that 1%, they're surrounded by the wrong people.
Okay.
Because a lot of your own mentality is decided by the people around you.
Okay.
And if the people around you are constantly saying, man, dude, good on you. You took care of your body. Good. Like you're happy right now. You're healthier right now. Good on you. Those thoughts sit in your head. But if the 1%...
But then that person is also telling you that you weren't good enough before.
No, it's not that.
You had to lose weight to become better.
It's not good enough. It's not about you being good enough before. It's about...
Because anytime a person is telling you this, trust me, Ranveer, they don't give a about what you are on the inside or what's going on in your body.
They
They care about
maybe,
what you look on the outside. And they're like, now
yeah.
you look better. Now you fit
Yeah.
some standard that was given to us by someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
And now you are great. Okay,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we can get on board with this new great looking person.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is clearly telling you a terrible truth, which is that I didn't like you before because you were fat.
I mean, that's the way to perceive it. That may not be the case for like every human being. That's the way you're perceiving it. I'm telling you as someone, again, who trains people, who's been surrounded by the world of fitness. If a fit person sees another person who's latched on fitness wagon, you're genuinely happy. When you see a slightly overweight person gymming in a gym, an actual person who's motivated about the fitness lifestyle will be very appreciative of that person. You'll have to be an absolute dick to go and tell someone, hey, mote gym mein kyun hai? You know?
So you are saying that people working out at the gym, so this just like struck up a new thought in my head, which is like all the activewear brands in the world, for like maybe just some exceptions maybe there, but like mostly are centered around thin people already, who are already beautiful and thin, working out at the gym. So in that scenario, the person who is quote unquote overweight or quote unquote not like whatever, beautiful looking or whatever, will feel very like ashamed to go to the gym, which is like, according to you, the first step.
Not all of them. It depends completely on the person. Some people will look at that and say, that's where I want to be, which is how I've grown up, which is I think what Rajas has grown up with, like my camera person. He was very skinny. He had like thin shaming problems.
Okay.
And I remember both of us used to watch like, say bodybuilding back in the day, or say even just general sports, and we used to be like, you know, that's a body I want. So it depends completely on the person. Some people are just, again, they have an aspirational mentality, and some people have a victim mentality. And those aspirational versus victim mentalities are decided by the people you choose to surround yourself with.
Or your life experience.
Or your
like
the way your parents have spoken to you. 100%.
Or like some other things also. Like there has to you're a product of everything that happens
100%.
to you, around you, and your own choices,
100%.
obviously.
So I think the key here is to cut off the negative people from your life.
Agreed. That I agree with 100%. And then, but then I feel like yours and mine understanding of what negativity is a little different.
My understanding of negativity is, again, someone who's not solution oriented. One, that's like the core of it. And two, again, someone who's like cynical, who finds problems in paths. You know, if there's like a potential path that will lead you to some kind of growth, even if it's a risky path. And then there's one dude or dudette who just goes, eh, nahi hoga, eh. You know, like, nahi, this is not, it's not worth the effort.
Okay.
Those are people I want to cut off. And I've consciously cut off those people in my life. Like, you know, there's this whole saying that you sense the energy of a person before they speak to you.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Little bit. But like I'm also wrong about it. Like that's then a little bit of a prejudice, or like I'm judging someone just based on what they look like, maybe?
No, not what they look like. Like the moment they start having a bit of a conversation to you, the way like they talk to you. Okay, like for example, when you meet
What is my energy?
You want me to tell you?
Tell me. Because I don't have any
Okay,
energy.
I'll tell you your energy, okay? Your energy is really intelligent, analytical. Okay, that's like two things. And you can see people's energies through their social media stories. So even on Instagram, you can't really tell how much about a person through their posts, but you can tell a lot about that person through their stories. And I'll tell you, and this is the career coach in me speaking. I feel like right now, Srishti Dixit, at this stage of your career, one, I feel you have the potential to become one of India's like biggest brands in the long term. Okay, I see you as like an Ellen DeGeneres kind of person for India 20 years from now.
Wow.
But you need to go back to your Kanpur mentality of believing that you were a superstar.
Of feeling like a superstar.
Yeah, because trust me, I just feel like you've not had enough people in your life tell you that.
And maybe I've not had therapy also, which is actually the fact.
Don't you think that therapy also does the same thing, where they're giving you a mirror of like your mind, but at the same time giving you solutions?
Yeah, and like I feel like a lot of therapy is you arriving at those solutions yourself instead of someone else giving you home.
That's the mirror.
Like, just like do this.
Yeah.
It's like, because a lot of times when you're prescribed, so this is a question I have for you. A lot of times you prescribe things to someone, but like the same thing doesn't work for everybody because to each their own. Like one method works for you, it may not work for everyone. So then as a coach, not fitness, but like a mental health coach or a or someone like that, how do you find the confidence to guide people?
Okay, this is also a leadership concept.
Yeah.
When you're leading any kind of team, okay,
Huh.
like it can be a sports team, it can be business. The core of leadership is to understand each person like deeply. You're not going to lead by just putting out a general kind of solution. I have to do that as a YouTuber because if my general solution is helping 90% of the population, then that's what should be put out. It's majority wins. But if I'm doing like a one-on-one session, first I'll try understanding Srishti Dixit like inside out, okay? And I'll understand what your insecurities are, what ambitions you have for yourself, what your past is, okay? And then I'll tailor make an answer for you. And even if the answer is the same thing as I would like give someone else with a completely different mentality, I'll explain it to you in your words. So, and leadership also boils down to those same principles. Like LeBron James, he's this big idol of mine, this big basketball star. He has this saying, he says that, dude, you can shout at one brother and that guy will get motivated, but if you shout at another brother, he won't want to play basketball with you forever.
Yeah.
And I've seen that like in leadership as well.
Yeah.
The same thing applies in coaching.
Yeah.
The same thing applies in fitness coaching as well. Like I remember with Tanmay, I had to be his like brother with him. I was like
hype man.
Yeah, hype man plus like insult. Like you're not going to be able to do this.
Okay.
And he's like, I'll do it.
He liked it rough then. Okay.
Yeah.
So exactly. So with this, like this exact thought of I could be yelling the same thing at two sets of people. One set can take away something completely different from this other set that has taken away like, okay, this person is yelling at me and they clearly don't want the best for me and get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see their face.
Yeah.
And that is not in your hands. All you
100%.
can do is like just
see as
cautiously with many trigger warnings.
No, I mean, I just feel as a coach, you have to put out the most likely correct answer. Okay, if you're talking to a crowd. If I'm
but
talking
then
to
there
you,
are so many perspectives in the world. How do you know
For
what's
sure.
the most likely
For
correct
sure.
answer?
But you have to put out something that will definitely help most number of people. As in if it's going to help 80 to 90% of the people, I'll put it out. And the 10% who it hasn't helped can come up to me later or can do further research or they can go to someone else who fits their answer. That's my job as a YouTuber and as a motivational speaker when I'm speaking to a crowd. But let's bring this super micro and talk about you, Srishti Dixit.
Okay.
What's your...
Why do you say my whole name every time? You can just say Srishti also.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe. What stops you from thinking that you'll become like the Ellen DeGeneres of India?
First of all, that is not my aspiration to become the Ellen DeGeneres of anywhere. There's already an Ellen DeGeneres and I feel like I can be a Srishti Dixit of wherever.
I feel you.
Which I'm working on. Yeah. It's just I'm taking my time, man. Like I'm in no rush to be anywhere right now.
But you are a super ambitious person.
I am ambitious. I would say that like I procrastinate a little bit. I wouldn't even say procrastination. I'll say that I get bogged down by a problem. Like if there is a huge, massive undertaking and I know that I have to do this, I have to cross this big hurdle to get to point B, which is where I want to be, I'll get really like overwhelmed by it and like oftentimes like give up on it.
Why will you get overwhelmed by it?
Because it's just a lot. And like then maybe it is some victim mentality.
Have you had some bad experience in life? Like has stuff not worked out?
No, man, I don't know. Like stuff has generally, like life has been good. So stuff has generally worked out.
In those moments, why can't you rewind back to your mom who believed like that?
I really don't know. Like sometimes I can't believe my life and I can't believe where I have gotten because when I was a kid, I used to think that I'll become Madhuri Dixit and like be this like gorgeous Bollywood actor who's dancing and like looking beautiful. Then I grew older and then body image issues came. And then I had like a terrible eating disorder in college.
Okay.
Then I lost a whole bunch of weight. Then I put on a whole bunch of weight. And like just my mind and body were like in like a storm of sorts.
The way I look at it from the outside, I think it was this whole phase of the eating disorders and the body issues. Like
I still have body image issues. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully solve them.
Was it some guy who like insulted you or something like? Did
it wasn't. It was social. It was media. It was like movies. It was Shraddha Kapoor drinking green tea in that ad and like looking at her stomach in the mirror and like sucking it in. Like it was like microaggressions. Like just looking at many hot women or like guys going up to hot women and like not even looking at you as a prospective someone they want to date. I feel like I'm very conventionally whatever. Like I'm sure that there are men who will like me and men who will dislike me. But I know that I'm not fucking supermodel. And I don't even aspire to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Are you comfortable like in yourself right now?
No. I want to, like, if I could, I would like circle things on my body and be like, I want this to go. I want
Like
this
what?
to go.
Like just give me like an example.
Like, I want my stomach to be thinner. I want my face to be smaller. I
like-
want my nose to be like sharper.
It's
Which
not-
is all
Yeah.
Eurocentric beauty standards that I have now understood that like I saw in movies and in ads and in magazines, and I ate it up. Like I've totally bought into it. I was like, I have to look like this person who is just hot all the time.
You know-
Nobody's that hot
Yeah.
all the time.
I mean, see, nobody can be perfect. Okay,
Nobody is.
unless you do like a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, then that also is
But-
yeah.
But nobody can be perfect, okay?
Yeah.
And we actually see this image in the gym a lot with like hardcore gymmers. You know, the guys who are like with what I used to be at one point, just guzzling
Like
protein
ripped,
shake, ripped.
Everywhere.
And
like face is ripped somehow, yeah.
They like criticize each other's biceps. Like the other guy will also have huge biceps. Maybe,
Yeah.
hey, chota ho gaya tera.
My God.
So, you know, I see these same images in like the bodybuilding and gymming world as well.
Huh.
But in saying that, I'll tell you, and this is just my experience. The two kind of greatest changes in my life. One was the gym, not just because of how it made my body look, but every time you gym, every time you exert your body, you put in like 45 minutes of work, okay? Like thrice a week. And at the end of it, your entire mental state changes. Like you'll enter the gym with one kind of mental state.
Okay.
Like you'll have questions in your head, and you'll have confusion in your head and doubts and negative, like just tangents going on in your head. And immediately, as soon as like your gymming session is over, you'll be like, oh, okay, I feel much better now.
Like
That's the
some clarity in your head.
There's science behind this. There's like a lot of dopamine that's released.
Yeah.
Okay. There is all the feel-good hormones, so-called feel-good hormones of the body that are released.
Serotonin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bunch. There's serotonin, there's oxytocin, there's dopamine.
Okay.
But when dopamine can basically be released when you're doing drugs, when you do anything you enjoy.
Even with sex also,
Yeah,
right?
with sex
That's
also.
the drug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oxytocin is released when you're cuddling. That's why it's called like the love hormone. Oxytocin and serotonin. But basically when you're gymming, these hormones are released for two reasons. Okay. Or when you're exerting your body. See, what is exertion of a body? I'm taking like this glass and picking it up. So I'm using my muscle to pick it up. So my muscle gets slightly damaged. So body realizes, shit, thodi damage hui hai. Okay. And it just throws in those hormones to make your mental space feel better. So it'll definitely help your muscle, but at the same time, it'll help your mental space also a lot.
Okay.
And I work at like a very high pace and work right now. And there's thousands of business problems that creep into my head every single day.
Yeah.
But I have to have that 1 hour of gymming just to be able to mentally like release myself. It's like blowing off steam. So the first change was the gym. The second big change I brought into my life was playing a sport again. Because you don't get to know where time passes by you.
Okay.
Like when you're playing a game of football, you'll be playing for like 2 hours and you're so involved in the game, so involved with your bros, with your teammates.
Yeah.
And I mean, the same applies to something like dance. Okay. I've had like a dancing phase as well.
Anything physical where you throw yourself entirely and are
Exactly.
just focused on that activity.
A lot.
Got it.
And I've had a lot of mental health issues growing up. You can't imagine. Like I've gone through like major depression.
You say had.
Yeah.
So you are like, you feel like you are solved
Yes.
as a person?
Now I am. And you know why?
Okay.
Because there's literally no toxin that goes inside my body. Like I've given up alcohol, I've given up pot, I've given up. There's no smoking ever in my life. Like there's no meat in my life.
Okay.
There is like a very kind of balanced, slightly boring sattvic diet. And all this is backed by 3 important aspects: physical exercise, like a lot of work, like my mind is very busy. And the third is that I meditate for 2 hours daily. And then meditation session is like you're taking an ice bucket full of water and pouring it onto like your hot brain. So every morning when I wake up and you know, I'll have, oh God, dude, like I've got like all these things to do today. I have to sort out these problems. And I'll meditate. My mind will get cool. And then the solution to all those problems will be like right in front of me. And then I go into office. So at work, obviously, there's like your daily work tensions, all of that, you know, and people coming up to you. And also, if you're running businesses, you have responsibility of salaries, you have responsibility of people, leadership, individual problems. Tomorrow, Rajas or Blake, one of them could be having a problem. And as a leader, I want to take a little bit of that on myself. So I take away some of the tension from them. Okay. So, and then I get home, I do my Netflix for a bit.
Yeah.
But then my head is full of these micro problems of other people, my own problems.
Yeah.
And with the micro problems, it gets all heated up.
Yeah.
And again, I like pour the cold water on myself.
Okay.
I meditate for like an hour.
Okay.
And I do like intense meditations.
Yeah.
Now, the core of why meditation helps you with your mental health is 2 reasons. One, you become super self-aware in the silence. So when you're silent for like an hour, all your thoughts kind of just bubble up in front of you. They like rise within you. And you're not supposed to talk. So even if there's a negative thought, you don't say anything.
Yeah.
So you're just able to observe it really well. And because there's so much silence and calm inside you, the solution also always pops in your head. That's one aspect of it. The second aspect of it is something called grounding, which is the core aspect of like all mental health issues in the world.
Okay.
Which is that, okay, now any kind of mental health issue basically boils down to an aspect of overthinking.
Okay.
Okay, like so it can be like any negative thing. It can be like a breakup. It can be, say, body image issues. It can be career nervousness. All of it is because you're going on these tangents of what ifs. Like my body image issues are bad, so what will people think of me? What will my family think of me? Where will I find a spouse? My career may not go well. Shit, how will I pay for all this later?
Yeah.
It's all overthinking. But if you're able to ground yourself, you stay in one moment. And there are actual meditations to be able to ground yourself. So are you familiar with chakras?
Yeah, I know about the chakras and them having to be aligned.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
okay. So-
That's all I know. Yeah.
So chakras, it's a long conversation which we won't have right
Yes.
now. But basically, you should know there are 7 chakras along your cerebrospinal axis. So
Okay.
in yoga, the most important part of your body is your brain and your spine together. Okay? And the organs along your brain and your spine, which is your brain, obviously your cerebrum, your medulla oblongata, along with your pineal gland, your thyroid, obviously, your heart, your stomach, your intestine, and then your sex organs. Now coming to mental health, the most important chakra related to overthinking and mental health is your lowest chakra,
Okay.
which is in your sex organs.
Okay.
So there are particular meditations to kind of calm down that lowest chakra. Okay, and I've this is something that you'll only believe after you actually experience it yourself. I can't talk about it on the internet because in yoga you're not supposed to put out information like this. This conversation we'll have after the
We'll
podcast.
have it afterwards. Okay.
But in saying that, what is grounding? It's basically just your ability to stay in one place. And as a kid, you're usually very grounded. If someone gives you a toy, you know, you're just
You're
in that
focused,
toy. You're
yeah,
focused.
yeah,
If
yeah.
a fascinating TV show is going on, you're just in that fascinating
Yeah.
TV show. And as you grow up, problems start creeping in.
Yeah.
Why? Because the world kind of takes away your innocence, which is what happened to you from Kanpur to Delhi, where people make you aware of how bad people in this world think. You're probably a really good human being at Kanpur. You probably yourself...
I still am
Yeah,
a
I
good
mean-
human
no,
being.
no, I
but
mean,
like, yeah, just
you grew up-
sadder.
Yeah. So you grew up as a very innocent person in Kanpur. You never judged too many people yourself. And then you probably went to Delhi and you saw a lot more judgment there in general. You went to a big city and saw that, okay, people are capable of judging. So shit, am I also a victim of all this judging? Okay, that's one aspect of it. But then secondly and more importantly, and this is something I've only realized through my own experience, the one biggest factor in keeping you ungrounded in life is these toxins that have become super normalized now due to Western culture. Which is that, now I'm BeerBiceps, okay? Even I've had my partying past.
Think about it,
Yeah,
Ranveer.
you know,
What are you saying?
But I think giving up alcohol, and this is not something for everyone, okay? Not everyone's capable of giving up alcohol, and you shouldn't. I gave it up for my yoga, for my meditations, to take those things more deeper. But when you properly give up alcohol, you kind of feel like there's a leash that's like removed from you. And then you can't ever go back to it. Like you can't even smell it. Like you don't even feel comfortable smelling. And I've been a huge drinker myself. Like I've enjoyed my old monks and I've enjoyed my beers. But I cannot drink. I've been to like huge parties with like the biggest people now and they offer me drinks and I just say, sorry bro, I'm a yoga guy. And I'm so happy because of that.
Okay.
That's one aspect of it. Secondly, obviously, I've spoken a lot about meat on other podcasts.
Yeah.
That was the other, I mean, you're a vegetarian as
Yeah,
well. Okay.
And I'm also a teetotaler.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So, you are stable. Are there any bad habits in your life?
just thinking and overthinking and like shit like that.
Okay. So,
But like not like eating. I eat a lot of junk.
so
Yeah.
that's where the
Yeah.
toxins are entering from.
Yeah.
So when you remove the junk, obviously it's going to help your physical body, but you have no idea how much it helps your mental body as well. Like if you move to actual clean, home cooked, fresh food, lots of
But
vegetables.
it's so good, Ranveer. So good to eat chips at the end of the day. Have you ever just eaten chips dipped in cheese?
Okay, what if I
It's
told you?
disgusting, but
un-
it's so good.
I agree with you. I
I
But
can see that glimmer in your eye and you're like,
Exactly.
no, shut up.
no.
No.
I agree with you. But okay, and now I'm going to give you two options. A life full of chips and cheese every night with a lot of mental health issues, or chips and cheese once a week with like...
I'll die tomorrow for chips, Ranveer. I don't care about this. No, I get what you're saying. I understand.
Which is why you also see a lot of older people just automatically their bodies switch to like, "Arey, humko ghar ka khana hai bhai."
Huh.
Because
Yeah.
they become aware of this fact over their lifetimes.
Huh.
And again, I've become a Buddha like super
Yeah,
early in
like
life.
how old are you, Sant Ranveer?
I
What is
know that
happening?
the way I live my life is too extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
Yeah.
every young person's cup of tea, which is fine. I get
Nahi
that
hoega,
fact.
nahi hoega
Yeah.
humse,
And I
हाँ.
don't force it on people. but I also believe I'm the happiest dude you'll ever meet in your life. So
That's really good. That is aspirational. Actually, I see you and I've almost never seen you not smiling.
yeah.
And to myself, I've thought, what's the deal with this guy? Like, how right can everything be going in his life that he's this happy all the time? Like, whenever I've seen you.
Yeah, but that's also because I've had my share of partying, sadness.
Of course you have. Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
So that's that aspect of life. But okay, I'll tell you what, take it as a challenge for yourself.
Huh.
Go 30 days without processed food and see the way your brain changes.
But then I have another conundrum.
Bolo.
Everything in this currently, whatever is available, easily available, not so easily available, has some amount of processed whatever in it. Like, not everything can be organic
100%.
that you put in your
Yeah.
body. So
But
then what do you do? And this is someone who's middle class
Yeah.
and doesn't have access to nature's basket and stuff like that.
when I'm saying process, I don't mean organic vegetables.
Huh.
I just mean things that you cook and eat.
Huh.
As in, you can put processed salt. You can put you can buy your local
That's
sabji,
fine. Huh.
whatever.
Huh.
I'm just saying you avoid the packaged stuff that comes out of a factory, like your chips or your excess amounts of cheese. Desserts, that's another huge one. Like desserts, my God, again, I've had a huge sweet tooth in my life. That was the earliest change I made after my gallbladder removal.
Yeah.
Like I had this phase in my life where I was literally eating, I used to go to like this local mithai shop and I used to have like 4 gulab jamuns, 2, you know what malpua is?
That's yesterday. That's last night for me, actually.
Yeah. And
But then what is there to life if there is no dessert? Is my question.
Okay, I'll give you my answer. There's a lot of love generally because when your mental health is great, you just want to be a giver and you want to spread your positivity.
Okay.
One, there is sport, which is
Okay.
one of the most mentally engaging and spiritually engaging things if you get into it in the long term.
I've seen the appeal in
Yeah.
that. Yes.
And sport also includes dance or any activity that you enjoy.
Anything
Any
that's
physical activity.
physically moving. Yeah.
There is work. Dude, work is one of the most fulfilling things. Today, Srishti Dixit, you're earning way more than you expected yourself to earn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is happening? Yeah.
There is at least now, if you're paying your maid, okay, who comes home to clean, and I'm sure you're paying like maybe 1-2 other people indirectly, you are also in charge for their livelihood.
Shout out to Reshma Didi at this point. She's literally the best.
And I feel in your mid-20s, if you're earning well, if you're earning decently enough, if you're able to contribute to your family, that is a huge advantage because one, you've proven yourself wrong. Every young kid doubts himself that he'll be able to do something.
Like
in
now
their
I
career.
have savings and tell me this isn't this the best, most awesome feeling as an adult? Like
Exactly.
I have an SIP. Like I didn't know what it was.
Exactly.
Now I have mutual funds, dude. Like it's wild.
Yeah. And coming to like businesses, dude, when I see like kids like walking into this office and I realize that damn, this started with Rajas and me, you know, just recording videos and now there's like 40 people here.
Yeah.
40 families are getting fed.
It's an office. Like it's a blowout, dude. Like it's massive.
So that feeling of responsibility is the biggest rush of life. It's a bigger rush than alcohol, marijuana, smoking, non-veg, anything. So every morning, maybe I wake up with a little tension ki aaj main kya karunga. I sort out the tension by meditation and I enter this office in a very positive mind space. Where I get to mentor young, motivated, capable kids. I get to grow this business further. I get to increase the amount of employment I'm creating in the world. But that's again my very personal perspective on things.
That's nice. That's nice to have. My perspective is we are all going to die, right? Like you are going to die, I'm going to die, this guy is going to die, everyone is going to die.
Yeah.
It's inescapable.
Yeah.
It shocks me that we don't talk about it all the time.
For sure. But
I think about it a lot. And to the point where I sometimes feel like, what is the point of anything which is classic nihilistic feeling of the world doesn't matter. So for me, that becomes a little paralyzing in my in the real world. I need money to survive. I need to go out. I need to have a social life. I need to make money and whatever. But this crippling feeling of I'm gonna die anyway. How does any of this
But you're
matter?
also going to live for so many years before you die. So why not create a huge impact in those years?
I feel like we're all specks of dust in the big old universe, right? Like who gives a fuck what we do?
Like, do you think people give a fuck about like Chanakya or Swami Vivekanand?
I'm sure, but like imagine like in the next 20,000 years the earth is dead. Then who matters?
I feel like, what's the purpose of human life other than doing your duty, which is making the world a better place? So while you're here, make the best of it. Like spread happiness, spread positivity, spread money.
That is so, anybody who's making enough money, give it to other people. Don't just hoard it like an idiot.
The biggest rush of making money is giving it away. So there's this beautiful quote which says that the reason you're born is to find out what you're born for. And the purpose you're born is to be able to give away that thing you were born for.
Wow. Who said that?
I don't remember, but it's a quote that a lot of entrepreneurs use. And I feel it strongly as an entrepreneur. Like,
giving away, giving back.
Yeah. If I have to get up early for like a meeting, like let's say 7 a.m. and I'm a late riser, okay, get up at 11. So getting up at 7 a.m. is a huge deal for me. And I hate it. And
What is 7 a.m.? Like school
exactly.
mein kabhi uthe the hum. It's not a real thing. No.
I hate the idea of getting up.
Yeah.
But I put the faces of the 40 kids in my organization in front of me and I'm like, no, I'll get up for them. That's the purpose of my life. Okay. And that's what helps me wake up every day and stay positive every day. If I bring a negative mentality into these 4 walls, it's going to spread to each person. Everyone will be negative.
Yeah.
But if the leader brings a positive mentality, it spreads.
Yeah.
Are you into sports?
I agree with that. I agree with like one fish will poison the pond kind of situation. Like that happens. Like your psyche is going to affect the next person, whoever you're talking to. So yeah, like being positive obviously has its merits, whatever. But like, I don't know. Like it's just, I really am kind of in awe of you also and slightly jealous of you also.
Why?
Because like
I'm jealous of you.
You just know that you have to wake up every day and be this person. And I just know that I have to wake up every day and be this person.
Bro, can I tell you something?
Who's like sad.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I've met the correct people in my life. I've met someone called Manish Pandey, who's a big mentor to me. I've met Viraj Sheth, Rajas Pardeshu, who are amazing co-founders. And they are the people who fill these thoughts in my head. I feel like all of us have come from the same place. I was also that kid with body image issues, with too much self-doubt. And I just happened to find the correct people in life. And I showed them my self-doubt and they told me that, hold on, wait, you need a mirror. They showed me my mirror, which helped me. And this is what I'm trying to do through my career coaching, through talking to you. When I want to remind you that Srishti Dixit, you're building one of the biggest brands. And I'm jealous of you.
Yeah.
Because again, I see your stories on like Instagram. I see the posts you do. I see how casually you write and just make people laugh. Like you've been so casual about your brand.
I'm very hilarious, yeah. It's like such a problem. No.
But I strongly also believe you've not met the right people in your life. Strongly. Like, and
I feel like it's therapy. Like I feel like therapy will help me and I do not know what it is that is stopping me from going for it. Like I've known this for the longest part, like for the longest time in my life, that I need to talk to someone about the way I feel and all the things I feel.
So what is like the most negative thing in your head right now? Like what is the thing that causes the most pain? What do you get nervous about when you're sleeping at night?
That I'm gonna die insignificantly and it wouldn't matter. And like nobody would like miss me or remember
I think
me.
173K people disagree.
Yeah, but like, do they care that much? Like, even with that number, Ranveer, I think about it a lot. And I'm like, do these people actually give a shit about what I'm going through or what I am feeling or my happiness?
Okay, I don't know.
Like, I would like to believe that they are, but I know for a fact that they're not.
When I log on to your stories, I'm curious about what Srishti up to today. That shows some amount of care.
Yeah.
It's not just like, I'm not just watching you for entertainment.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm sure that there are other human beings like me as well.
My parents love me and all
exactly.
that I know.
Exactly.
But I don't know.
And I want to remind you of one more thing you told me the first time I met you. You told me that in Kanpur, you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like you're a big-time celebrity.
After Raju Srivastav, it's me, bro. Like I've made it. Yeah. I've killed it.
So do you still feel you're insignificant after that?
In Kanpur, though, no. In Kanpur, I can run for politics and like become mayor or something.
Exactly. But then
I don't know what I mean when I say that I'm afraid of dying insignificantly. That's probably because I don't still know what my purpose in life is. Like I still don't know what am I meant to do here. Like I feel very lost about kya karna hai apan ko idhar.
What's stopping you from keeping yourself busy?
I keep myself busy. A lot of my being busy is like writing or reading or watching. Like I watch a lot of shit. And,
I mean, okay, the way I look at it is like, I feel that what we are doing in the present, again, you've gotten to 173K on your own balbuta. Okay. So
no, I wouldn't say that by myself. Like there was a team and there is multiple other people whose efforts.
But who thought of those first viral videos which you made?
Multiple other people again in the room. Like I'm sure that this is the thing now with movies and like anything that you see the face. You don't see the director, the cinematographer, the sound guy, the art director. Like there are 100 people who are working behind the thing for a thing to become a thing. Like nobody can do anything by themselves.
For sure. But the
This
movie,
you know.
the movie sells based on the actor actress.
वो
and,
तो अब करण जौहर ने बर्बाद कर दी है हमारी दुनिया, तो हम क्या ही करें. But
and BuzzFeed sold based on Srishti Dixit. Like if you type BuzzFeed, Srishti Dixit के 5-6 वीडियो
now I
तो पहले
can't
आएंगे.
change what you think, but it's fine.
Srishti man, you need someone to inject the positivity in your head.
No, I know this. I feel
Yeah.
like it'll be a therapist and it should be soon.
Yeah. Dude, I think you're...
And I don't know why, but like maybe from this conversation, you may have assumed that like there aren't people around me who tell me that I'm awesome. There are. I get hella validation constantly a lot. But I don't know. There's this imposter syndrome or this feeling of I'm lying or I'm scamming, which I was talking about earlier, which is like No, you are mistaken. I have lied to you. You've been scammed and I'm not this person who deserves all this.
Have you ever tried
attention.
talking to your parents?
Man, you don't know my parents.
I mean...
But like, I have a little bit, but they also, like, they're not very conservative. That'll just be very reductionist to say. They come from a very different, school
World?
of thought. And yeah, and like my world has changed. So like I have grown up, but they are still like kind of there. So a lot of things that wouldn't even strike me as things that are important, they would like really deeply think about. Like,
but also,
neighbor auntie ne kya socha, mere ko nahi padi hai, but they are thinking about it a lot. So
can I tell you something about the brand Srishti Dixit? People are drawn to your brand because they see genuinity. They see a little bit of goodness, a little bit of innocence in you. And don't you feel like those are core traits which you got from your childhood and like therefore your parents?
Yeah.
So don't you feel that like, I mean, if they could give you those core aspects of who Srishti Dixit is, they'll be able to guide you in this phase also, possibly even better than a therapist.
I don't know. I just know one thing, that I'm constantly lying and I constantly don't want to lie. Like, it's a weird...
Lying on social media?
Like, lying in my life, even if it is to people. Like, if someone asks me, how are you doing today? My instant response will be, I'm fine. Or it'll be, I don't know. I don't... Like, it's never like a straight actual answer of whatever I would be going through. And I also want to be this real, authentic person who is genuine and like you see yourself in her. Like I feel like sometimes it's a sham, but I also want that sham to actually be the person I am. So this person who is on, so like if I meet someone, for instance, a follower or a fan, I want to see myself as they see me, but I don't know how to. Like, that's a handicap.
No, I kind of know what you mean because I had this phase very early on in BeerBiceps where I felt like ये सब थोड़ा सा fake है. But I think then once Rajas and me started working together, and I think that whole money thing fixed it for me.
Yeah.
Where I was like, wait, this hustle is like creating someone else's livelihood. I think being a giver helped me personally in that. And I feel like now because you're starting your own brand, you're starting like Srishti Dixit as a thing. When you get your first co-founder or your first people working with you, when you start building your team, I think a lot of your issues will be solved. So it's possibly about action and this is just from my experience. This is what helped me. Now I want to ask you one crucial question. You give me advice. I want to know what you're thinking, and you tell me what I'm doing wrong in like my life and my brand.
I think you're killing it, man.
Bol, like just
no,
tell
I
me.
seriously don't. I feel like I don't know. I don't have any advice, but I would say that I can sense a certain militancy in your way of life because you've worked very hard to become the person you are, and I get that and I respect that. But I would maybe want you to be a little more, like just loosen the fuck up, Ranveer. Like calm down. Like I get it. I totally get who you are, why you are. I respect it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But like, you'll get so tired. You're a babu bachcha. don't like stress yourself out so much. So, like, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, it's just like, chill. Just go for a vacation, man.
Yeah, man. So, my mom tells me the same thing.
Yeah.
And somewhere I know that that's true. That I'm going too hard at life.
Yeah. Like with us, like some regimented, like kuch aise NDA type ka chal raha hai idhar.
But I legit want to become like one of the biggest success stories of all time of India.
Okay.
And-
That is a huge aspiration.
Yeah,
Which is fair. Okay.
And if you want something unachievable, you have to do unthinkable shit
Unthinkable
when you're
shit, yeah.
younger.
I get
So, and I think more than that, again, I have this strong sense of responsibility and leadership here.
that.
So I feel that if I can be that best possible team member,
Hmm.
like how Virat Kohli is for India, if I
Mhm.
can model myself and become like the best batsman of all time,
Hmm.
then somewhere I'll be able to create another Rohit Sharma, another Hardik Pandya, and then we'll
Hmm.
be able to win the World Cup.
So you want to be a king and a kingmaker.
Yeah, strongly. I think that's like a modern leader, dude.
Mhm.
Like, and I legit, when if I am dying
Hmm.
and if I've not become like one of the greatest success stories of India, I won't feel like I fulfilled my potential in life, and I know internally that I'm capable of it.
Man, Ranveer, you will. You're already like, you have this whole office.
I know, but
Where did you start? Like, just like, can you believe where you are?
it's
I'm just saying, take 2 minutes every day to just look around and be like,
yeah.
this is where I am.
I take 2 hours every day and do that in my
Okay, fair.
meditations.
Okay.
So
That's good. I'll take that back.
Yeah, man. But I'm not saying that my life is perfect, dude. Like, okay, I'll tell you the downside of all this.
Now tell me your struggles,
For
which
sure.
make you a real human being and
For sure.
not an android who has the perfect body.
Okay, there was a girl who I liked very much, and I thought that it's a
सबके
long-term
दिल के
thing.
problems
Yeah.
ही होते हैं ना eventually.
And I
continue.
had to break up. And I mean, we had to break up because even she's super ambitious.
Okay.
And I just feel that both of us, kind of picked our careers over each other. Even though it was the most genuine, symbiotic, enriching relationship, that's the downside of this world. And also, I think I've been brought up in a nuclear family, like just 4-5 members. So I don't have an extended family life. Like I'm close to my cousins and my mama, mami and all, but it's only like the tight, group of family that I'm close to.
It's the main fam.
Yeah, the
that
main
matters.
fam. Like, matlab, यहाँ के cousins, वहाँ के cousins. Like those are the people I'm close to. But there's no extended family life. There's no love of my life. And there's this one thought I've had of never actually dating and getting married, because the life I've chosen for myself is too difficult to put someone else through.
But who are you to decide that for someone
Maybe.
else?
If I find someone crazy enough who'll be like, this is fine.
Or like, just like it's have you seen this stand-up special by Daniel Sloss on Netflix? I would recommend you watch it. It's called Jigsaw, which is basically that all of us are puzzle pieces and we just need to like find the right piece who fits in just the way like we would like.
Yeah.
And it'll also be a constant struggle. Like, I'm hella single right now and I shouldn't be giving relationship advice to anyone. But like, don't be a monk. Like, don't think that you would never want to be with anyone. Like, I'm sure you want companionship.
Oh, for sure. I'm like a lover boy at heart. Okay, like I'm super romantic. Like I'm the guy who like throws rocks and then play violins.
Oh my god, who does that?
Me,
2019.
this boy.
Please evolve.
But
Okay.
again, like my love for my 40 babies in office is more than my love for just one human, and that's one aspect of it. And like the third downside. So we went over like family, we went over relationships. My only friends are my team. And the people I meet through work, like say you, or say Bunic, or say Prajakta, Nikhil, Gaurav Taneja. Like they are my fam. So when I meet you guys, one, I know I can open up to you all as like a content creator and I can be myself. Because I also kind of don't really have friends outside of business and work.
I also feel like being myself in front of everyone is also a waste. Like, I would only want to be myself in front of like a limited number of people. Like, kitna effort mein har
Are
jagah
you
karu?
introverted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Like, I don't want to like, I hate small talk. Like, I just cannot do it.
Yeah.
I don't care about like what are your hobbies and interests. I don't like, and like that really like holds me back from being a person in the world where like I could have a crazy social life and like a ton of friends, but I just don't, because I don't care that much.
Yeah. How far do you want to take your career?
My career, I feel like it's limitless, right? Like I can't fully foresee.
Where would you like to be as a 60-year-old? Like in a big house?
Like a big house, yes. Pool, and I would have learned how to swim by then. Jacuzzi, many animals, like some sanctuary kind of scenario where there are
Crazy
all
cat
sorts
lady.
not just cats, dude. Why limit yourself to cats? Cats, dogs, giraffes. Like what the sky is the limit. And just I want to be like a self-sufficient, self-reliant producer, maybe, who makes their own shit and is known for like being that strong, independent woman.
Yeah. I think you're on
So,
path to that,
yeah.
man. Like, one thing I really respect you for is like, obviously the career you've built, but just this fact that you're this person who chose to come to Bombay from outside of Bombay, set up your life here, you
Yeah,
lived alone.
it's hard.
Dude, that like the moment I found out that about you, and I knew you from before you became big on BuzzFeed, Tanmay told me this about you, that there's this girl called Srishti and this is a story. And I was like fascinated back then. I mean, I just have like crazy amounts of respect for you. And then when I started following you on social media properly,
Then you're like, what is this bitch?
no, then I was like,
Kya pagal aurat hai?
I love how you're so low key about like your success and your joke. You just like put it out there.
Because then if I start thinking about it, then kya hu main? Like Bill Gates thodi hu. Like
Fair
it's fine. It's chill.
Yeah. So Shrishti, like the ending note for this whole podcast is two
Yes,
things. One, I
yes.
hope you enjoyed the deep
I
conversation.
so loved it. My mind is open, and it feels like that cool ice bucket that we were talking about, like a cool ALS challenge we have done
that's
right now.
That's right. So I hope you enjoyed it. Secondly, if there's like one thing I want you to take away from this podcast is, again, and I have to do this for a lot of people on the podcast for some reason.
Yeah.
But please just know that you're on to huge things, and everyone who follows you on social media adores you.
Thank you.
I would suggest like the 173K out of the 173K adore you. So
I would like for that to be true. Yes.
yeah, man. Just keep going. Produce that cash, chill,
Yeah.
positive content.
Yeah.
And man, good luck with everything. I don't need to tell you that.
I also want to say 2-3 things.
Bolo.
So I'll just say them. I don't know why I'm talking like this. You are really sweet, and like I don't meet many men who are like this, like kind and like sweet and like generous. Like there is some generosity of spirit I see in you, and like
Thanks,
that's
man.
really nice, and you should like cherish that forever.
Thanks, man.
Also, like, don't become some sant, okay? Like fall in love, have
Well.
lots of sex, maybe have children if you are inclined to do so. But
Yeah.
like, you will find a companion
Yeah.
who will, like, that jigsaw puzzle that'll happen for you.
Yeah.
I can see that for you.
You know, I hope so.
Yeah.
Like I hope like the right person walks
Yeah,
into my
like
life.
because like you are so positive about everything else, every other aspect in your life. How can this one thing be where you're like, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that like
I know you're hurt. I know that there is
Yeah.
a certain kind of space you are in right now.
I'll tell you, I was hurt and I'm genuinely fine now. I'm just like, I've taken on so much work onto myself in order to get over the breakup that I think that this quantity of work is paying off. Like there's growth everywhere. There's a new company being built. So I just...
But then Ranveer, one day you go back to your mansion and sit on your 2 lakh rupees ka couch and like
Then I'll
think
meditate.
that
I'll
you're-
meditate for like 5 hours.
But then you're alone. No,
Okay.
but like think after the meditation.
Okay.
The night is still there.
Yeah. I'll
Then
tell
you're
you
like
what.
showering alone and brushing alone.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the perspective of a long-term meditator. And this is something you'll only realize after like 3-4 years of your meditation. Okay. And it's something I've realized very recently. Now, the human mind and the human spirit is like an empty glass. And throughout your life, you're trying to fill that up. Some people choose to fill that up with material things. मेरे को brands चाहिए, जूते चाहिए, कपड़े चाहिए, गाड़ी चाहिए. Some people try to fill it up with intoxicants. Like, I want to be stoned all the time, bro. I want to be drunk all the time, bro. I want to eat junk food all the time, bro.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
Some people try filling it up with another person. Where it's like, no, you complete me. I want you to make up for
I'm
these
depending
things.
on you
Yeah.
entirely, and you are the sole reason of my happiness and sadness.
100%.
That's creepy. Yeah, no.
Yeah. And the world of yoga says that if you actually live your life with that much discipline and you follow certain yogic rules and you meditate with determination, you do your yoga religiously with determination. Again, yoga is not religious, it's a spiritual process.
It's discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of discipline.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it doesn't, these changes don't happen without discipline.
Yeah.
You're able to actually fill up that glass. And this is something I've only felt now after like 4 years of meditation. After like determined meditation, 4 साल के बाद अब भी मेरे को पता चल रहा है कि हाँ यार. Now I actually feel complete just by myself. And only when your glass is full can you pour wine in other people's glasses.
100% agree with
So
that. Hardcore agree.
Yeah, man. And it's taken me 4 years to reach this point and a lot of discipline, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. And that's why I'm saying that there is a chance that even though in my heart I want to date like this beautiful girl who I like pamper and like all that, because I'm that lover boy inside, I also have a part of me which is that I want Rajas, Blake, Akshat, Sai, the guys recording this, to be driving Lamborghinis by the time they're 40.
My God, you
Yeah.
guys.
So-
Your life is going to be sick. Oh my God. Okay.
So, like, I have these visions for them,
Huh.
and I would be much happier giving my boys and the people in my office, you know, like gifts than just showering gifts on that one person.
May I suggest a mild tweak to this vision?
Bolo.
Beautiful vision. It's great. Everybody has Lamborghinis, guys. Hopefully, I have one too in this. But maybe whoever your companion would be, or if you eventually fall for someone, hope for that person to have their glass full. So that just these two glasses can clink and cheers.
Can I tell
and
you something?
Be like their own people and also great together.
Can I also tell you something slightly shallow? I think once you're very deep on the spiritual path, you look for spirituality in your partner as well. And there are people out there like that.
Yeah,
like
of
there are-
course.
So,
Of course, you'll find your tribe.
Yeah,
You'll
so-
find your community or people who like are like-minded.
100%. I think earlier
Yeah.
I was looking for, say, you know, a mind in a relationship or a certain kind of personality in a relationship. Now the core aspect for me and what I look for, the potential girl I can date is, bro, please be on the same spiritual path as this, because otherwise you're not going to get all this like discipline.
Fair enough.
Like, so
I get it. Anyway, dating is like such an exhausting concept. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I
so-
just hope you find someone who
I hope
is
so
on
too,
the same
man.
page as you
I
are.
hope so too. I do pray for that. That's one of those things that I ask for. So I know at when there are times, right, that person's going to walk into my life.
Okay.
As like everything else has just walked into
You'll
my
just
life.
will it into your life.
Yeah.
You'll be like, aa jayegi.
I'll
Ab
man-
to kya hi bacha hai.
Yeah, I'll manifest it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Srishti
Thank you
Dixit.
so much for
This
having
was-
me, dude.
this
It
was
was
like-
awesome fun. It was
Yeah,
really good.
I really hope you enjoyed it, man.
I did. I really
So you're
did.
going to be back on the podcast soon, I'm
Of
pretty
course.
sure.
I'm gonna be moving here soon
Cool.
and working out of this place.
I like the thought. I'm gonna link Shrishti's handles down below. Make sure you go follow her everywhere. And until next time, guys, from the podcast, which we're probably gonna rename soon, we'll see you later.